What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers' favorite trade partner, the Utah Jazz, appeared to be in the midst of having a fire sale. You're going to see a lot of teams between now and the trade deadline start to emerge as potential teams that are going to have a fire sale. The Utah Jazz are one of the teams that the Lakers are currently monitoring for potential trades. They have a couple pieces that could make a ton of sense. Obviously, Lauri Markkanen would just be a grand slam type of trade. Like, I would pretty much trade whatever they wanted, not name LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Like, I would even trade Austin Reeves to go get Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen is that guy. But unfortunately, the Lakers, they just don't have enough to go and acquire Lauri Markkanen if he becomes available. Like, every team in the league would be trying to go after him. His salary is reasonable enough to where almost every team in the league could go and acquire him. He's also young enough to where it makes sense for even some of these like rebuilding teams to go and try to acquire him. And we just don't have the assets to trade for him. But that doesn't mean that the Utah Jazz don't have other pieces that make sense. I know a lot of people want Jordan Clarkson. I'm not a big fan of Jordan Clarkson's play. He's very inefficient, and he gets tunnel vision a lot at times, and I don't know how much Jordan Clarkson really makes us better. But one thing that the Lakers do need is another sizable guy that can play the center position. Another guy that can man the middle, that give us some size, give us some toughness, and give us a level of defense. And Kelly Olynyk makes a lot of sense. And Kelly Olynyk is somebody that the Lakers are currently monitoring. Kelly Olynyk, I think, would be great. He's 6'11", 240 pounds. So he's got good height, good size. He's physical. He's not shy and afraid of just banging down low. He's a guy that, is capable of coming off the bench and really providing an impact. I think he would be an upgrade over Jackson Hayes and Christian Wood in many ways. He's tough. He's the tougher version of Christian Wood. A lot of similarities. His ability to stretch the floor, I think, is very helpful too. This season, which he's not playing, his play time and stuff has really gone down. So he's played in 23 games. He's played 21 minutes as compared to last season. He was playing 28.6 minutes. So he's down 7 minutes per game. His shot attempts are also down in half, but his production is up. So far, again, 21 minutes, 23 games. He is shooting 53.2% from the field on 4.8 attempts. On 1.8 attempts, he's shooting 43% from three-point range, and he's shooting 59.4% from two-point range on 3 attempts. He's also shooting 90% from the free throw line. He's averaging 6 rebounds in that time. So 6 rebounds. He's averaging 4 assists and 7 points. Look, if he could come in, play 15 to 20 minutes a game for the Lakers, and give us 7, 6, and 4, he's also averaging a steal and half a block, and shoot the same numbers. Like, to me, that would be perfect. Because you just need somebody to come in and alleviate Anthony Davis for several minutes and just be a quality guy. He's a guy that can make plays. You could dump the ball down to him, and he can make plays out of the post. He's an excellent passer for a big man. He's got a good IQ. Again, like I said, a level of toughness. He's not shy and afraid of contact. He has torched the Lakers in many seasons. I mean, this is a guy that a couple of years ago was averaging 19 and 8 with 4 assists for the Houston Rockets. Like, this was a guy that he can put the ball in the hoop, no doubt. And like last year, when you look at the Utah Jazz last year, because that was a good sample size. He played 68 games. He averaged 28.6 minutes. He shot 50% from the field on 8.2 attempts. He still shot 39.4%, so almost 40% from 3 on 3.5 attempts per game. He shot 57.6% from the field. He averaged 12.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists with a steal and a block. Like, that's perfect, right? Like, that would be great as a guy off the bench that could come in and just provide some alleviation for when Anthony Davis is out the game and just give us a veteran-style guy that could have an impact and help. This is a guy that has had some battles with the Los Angeles Lakers. He's still 32 years old, so he's still young enough and has a couple years under his belt. He's only making 12 million. So he's not making so much money to where it's like, oh man, like how do we trade for him? I mean, you could even swap Gabe Vincent for him. Right? Like you could just do that. Like here's Gabe Vincent, we'll take Kelly Olynyk. I mean, obviously Utah would have to want Gabe Vincent, but my point is like it's not, it wouldn't be hard at all to get the Kelly Olynyk's salary, and he is a free agent after this year. So you got to imagine that Utah's going to want to get something for him rather than nothing. And at 12 million a year, I just think he would be a quality pickup, quality signing, and a guy like I wouldn't mind the Lakers trading for, getting his bird rights, and then just re-signing him to a longer term deal, re-signing him to maybe another 3-year deal, because he's still young enough to where he can have an impact over the next several seasons. This is a guy that comes from Gonzaga, so he's got a great basketball background. He's been a bit of a journeyman, but everywhere he's been, which it hasn't been that many teams, he's been on. So he was with Boston for 3 years, he was with Miami for 4, and then he went from Houston to Detroit to Utah, and that was just because of various trades. Houston went into tank mode, and then so he went to Detroit, and then he ends up going from Detroit to Utah. So it just is part of the Bojan Bogdanovic deal, because Detroit, again, another tanking team. So it, like the last 3 destinations have just kind of been circumstance rather than quality. But he has playoff experience, right? He's been in the playoffs 5 times, with the Boston Celtics 3 times, and Miami twice. He was on Miami in that bubble year, in the 2019-2020 season. And look, he's a guy that he's averaged 8 points, 4 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block in the playoffs in 17 minutes of play. He shot 48% from the field. He has a career 35% from 3-point range. Again, the first 2 years that he was with Boston when he came into the league, can't really count just because he barely played those years, and in those games he barely got any touches. But you look at the last 3 playoff stints he was in, he gave you 9.2 points per game, and then the 2017-2018 season with Miami, he gave you 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1.5 blocks. He also shot 62.8% from 2-point range and 42% from 3-point range. So again, a guy that even in the playoffs has some experience and can be just a quality player. I really like the idea of Kelly Olynyk. Assuming we can't to me, it would be Kelly Olynyk and you go do something else, right? I don't want them to just get Kelly Olynyk and that's it. It's okay, well, there's our big trade. No, it's if we were to get, say, let's say we trade for Zach LaVine and we don't include Gabe Vincent for whatever, or we want to get somewhere. I don't know. Maybe Zach LaVine is not the right answer because his contract's so high. But okay, let's say DeMar DeRozan. Right, and let's say we can't get Andre Drummond, or even if we could get Andre Drummond, right? I still don't hate the idea of Kelly Olynyk because he could play the 4 too because of his ability to shoot. So you could run multiple big man units, right? So especially if you ended up giving Jackson Hayes up. So let's say we gave up Jackson Hayes in the Chicago deal and we got back Andre Drummond. You'd have Andre Drummond, Christian Wood, and Anthony Davis. I wouldn't hate bringing on Kelly Olynyk because you're probably trading Rui Hachimura and whatever deal goes to Chicago because they're not going to want just D'Angelo Russell. So let's say we got DeMar DeRozan and we got Andre Drummond for D'Lo, Rui, and whatever else, right? Could we get Kelly Olynyk in a deal for I don't know, Gabe Vincent or something, or say a couple young guys or whatever, and a second or a couple seconds, and then now you have basically a front court of Christian Wood, Kelly Olynyk, Andre Drummond, and Anthony Davis. That's one of the best front courts in the entire league, in my opinion. Right? As far as front to back, obviously there's other front courts that are better in just the first 2 guys, but as far as your 4 big rotation, I think that makes a lot of sense. right? I think that that would be something that could be very, very helpful for the Lakers, especially once you get to the playoffs. You have experience in Kelly Olynyk and Andre Drummond, and then, of course, Anthony Davis. Christian Wood would be trying to get some experience, but you'd have Kelly Olynyk to where if Christian Wood, the moment's too big or anything like that, you got a guy in Kelly Olynyk who can provide a lot of the same stuff, give you some floor spacing, give you some quality shooting. Just be a guy that can, put the ball in the hoop and make plays for others. I really like the idea of Kelly Olynyk. I do. Again, the price has to be right. It has to make sense. Do the Lakers get somebody else in that deal also? I don't know. We will see. Time will tell. But look, Utah is one of the teams that the Lakers are monitoring. And Kelly Olynyk is one of those players that I think makes a lot of sense. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Should the Lakers go and get Kelly Olynyk? Do you think, no, they should stay away from Kelly Olynyk? Look elsewhere. If they were to get like a DeMar DeRozan, Andre Drummond, would you still want a Kelly Olynyk? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.